and RJ Maryland. Let's start this again. Sorry about that. RJ, how much have you guys been reminded about being focused from start to finish? Not that you weren't, but that was a reminder and you were able to get away with the win.
Oh, yeah. Coach Lashley just told us, we have to be locked in the whole game. And even before the game, really just can't underestimate teams. And obviously you just got to be mentally strong to finish the whole game.
RJ, are you a wide receiver or a tight end or both?
I'm a tight end. I believe I'm a tight end. I just have receiver skills too.
RJ, what was that like to start, and how difficult was that to start the season on the road? Did that add to a little bit of just, knocking the rust off, but also being in foreign territory? Did that make things a bit more difficult?
No. Honestly, I like road games sometimes, just being in that evil environment. It just brings a sense of brotherhood together.
Obviously you had the game-winning catch and you had a monstrous fourth quarter. Was some of that open earlier in the game, it just did not work, or did some things change with what you guys were doing?
I didn't have the best first half, and the whole team didn't have the best first half, and we were just kind of playing slow. But then once, we got in a rhythm and just obviously got me the ball a little bit more, obviously just I can get in a rhythm and just really just show my talent.
Now, your dad was the first pick in the NFL draft for the Cowboys years ago. He's a defensive lineman, big dude. Now, you're a different kind of big. How much defensive lineman comes out in you in your style of play as a tight end, even though you're fleet of foot and you have those wide receiver skills? Do you feel like there's a little bit of defensive line attitude in you just genetically?
I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit of the defensive lineman comes out, maybe just through DNA, I guess. I don't know.
RJ, what's it like to just be around this team? What was the offseason like for you guys, and especially with the big move to the ACC coming off of a great year last year? Just, how would you describe just sort of the momentum that the SMU football program has right now?
Oh, yeah, we got a lot of momentum, just everything from the new facility. It's amazing to be in the ACC and just show our talents because we on the Power 4 stage, because we know we belong, and I'm so happy for the program and where it's going.
Well, you belong. Was there anything that was extra on your shoulders knowing you had to perform that way, or was it the same any type of you're going to play a game, you're playing a game?
At the end of the day, it's just football, and the sport we love to play. And so, I don't want to think of it like it's a huge, tall task that I have to do, but it's just football, and we all love playing football.
Can you try to describe and we've had your AD, Rick Hart, on, we've had Rhett Lashley on, but can you try to describe just what it's like around the campus with this being the first year in the ACC?
Around campus, it seems pretty lively. I remember when I first got here, it was back in 2022, obviously, we were in the American Conference. People weren't as excited for football. Basically, the students weren't as excited for football. But joining this new conference, see a lot more students in SMU football gear, and just the whole athletic program is just everybody's super happy to be in the ACC.
What's it like playing with Preston Stone, and what kind of quarterback is he? What kind of leader is he, and the rhythm that you guys have?
Oh, yeah, he's a great leader. Preston's a great quarterback, and I love playing with him. He can just make anything happen out of nothing, and then also he can just sit in the pocket and just throw good balls too. And so it's great to have a great quarterback with you.
What was it like at halftime in that game up in Reno? What was everyone maybe a little bit frustrated, or is everyone calm knowing there's another half? What was it like among the players?
Well, yeah, obviously we were a little frustrated, but we know you can't win a ball game until it's the fourth quarter. You could be up 40 or down 40, but the game is always won in the fourth quarter. And so, we know we're a team that we finish strong, and so we've always finished strong. So, we weren't too worried.
How much momentum do you feel like? It's one game. You've got a long way to go, plus the ACC, you've got TCU, all the things that are on your schedule. But can you try to describe just the adrenaline of winning that game, getting the hell out of Reno, and getting set up for the next game?
Yeah, just obviously the game was rough, but shoot, as long as we got on that plane 1-0, that's all that mattered.
Can you give us the play call on the 34-yard game-winning touchdown catch?
Yeah, the play call is just we saw man coverage, and it was just a little inside fade to me, and just use my speed because I got it, and just go make a play out there.
For you, what is when you see since you're so tall and lanky, when you see a guy that is, they're trying to cover you with a guy who's 5'9", 5'10", do you see that? Do you have to check your mind and make sure you don't see that as an automatic advantage because that guy might be feisty? Or how do you approach it when you see different guys and study guys week to week?
So yeah, obviously you study the film and just see how they guard, and then you just make your decision off that. And then whenever you're pre-snap, you see if it's man coverage, zone coverage, and then you can just make your decision off that, and then you just go make a play. That's really it, just making plays.
Is there anything else that, because of the ACC, that you guys prepare differently, talk differently, think differently, anything from that?
Obviously, the mindset, we're going to a harder conference, so we have to be ready, but we're going to prepare the same way as we did, and we're going to prepare the same way for any opponent.
So when was the first time, what was the reaction the first time you ever actually on tape, video, whatever, saw your father's highlights?
Yeah, my dad's highlights. I remember one time I was going through tapes and I saw some highlights of him. First thing I noticed was really just the film looks terrible. It looks all fuzzy. Can't see anything. So I couldn't even really see what was going on.
He could mix it up, man. I mean, just think about it. Number one pick, as Paul mentioned, in the NFL draft. I got a chance to interview him a few times at training camps and elsewhere, and just also a kind of a lovable character. I mean, he really, really was. But, I mean, when the lights came on, he then had a focus that you're supposed to have. Do you have any of that with you, too?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, whenever you put on those pads and put the helmet on, you turn into a different person. You just get really locked in on the game, and, that's what I love to do.
Smokey, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but when Russell Maryland got drafted, people were convinced the Cowboys were going to draft Rocket Ismail, right? Because he was there. And then Jimmy Johnson said, no, I want this big defensive tackle that I know really well, and I can find another Rocket Ismail. And Rocket Ismail went to the CFL. It was such a
And eventually
did it? Crazy story.
Didn't he eventually come back and play with the Cowboys? Yeah, he did. Yeah. Well, and that's what and I know we're talking about you, RJ, but that team that Dallas built was built with guys that off that defensive front and the speed and the no different than what they had at Miami and why they dominated in college football. It was fun to watch. But what is one of the one or two things that when you got into competitive sports as a young kid and throughout high school, South Lake Carroll, and now at SMU, any particular advice your dad gave you?
Oh, well, my dad, he just always tells me to work hard. Just have that work hard, and because that's going to take you far in life with anything, no matter if it's school, sports, or whatever. So just working hard, always cream rise to the top,
Last game, the last thing, the game was in Reno, and obviously was one hell of a fight with Nevada. Was it kind of surreal being up there in Reno to open the year and in a way just kind of a fog initially?
Honestly, the city was beautiful, being out there in the mountains. I liked watching it because I remember during near halftime, you could look out on a mountain and it was snowing on the peak. You see how the peak was white at the top, and then whenever we came out, the sun came out and all the snow melted. And so honestly, Reno was a really beautiful city.
Have you ever been in a mountain, up in a mountain range or anything like that growing up?
Not really. We went to Albuquerque last year, and there's some mountains over there, but Nevada had some great mountains. Yeah,
they got those like you said, snow-capped tips that are just gorgeous in the distance. RJ, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. Good luck moving forward against Houston Christian. Congratulations on the award from the conference and also for winning the game, and we'll be watching you along the way. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. R.J. Maryland, ACC Receiver of the Week, caught the game winner against Nevada. And I got to tell you, there were a couple of things that happened that needed to happen. I thought they were dead to rights.
Yeah.
I kind of just thought they were. I could not watch the game. Was that the one on the CBS Sports Network?
Sports Network,
well,
yeah.
For some reason, I couldn't watch it. I know I have that, but you just felt like they were always going to eventually.
I didn't have anything scientific leading me to that. Sometimes you just have your gut feel. I just felt like SMU was a better team, and they were just rusty and not very good. They were mistake-riddled out of the gates, and I think that just ultimately, like, they're explosive enough that if they kept it close enough, then they were going to have an opportunity at the end, because you know how teams are. Like, Nevada made a huge mistake, and they were in a position to capitalize on the huge mistake, and I just felt like that was kind of coming. And like I said, nothing scientific. I wasn't on Twitter like predicting it, but I thought that them being behind and losing that first game was like just too good to be true, honestly. You know, with Florida State, like all the offseason of talk about SMU and the ACC, I was just like, there's no way they're gonna lose this game like FSU did. But yeah, I mean, credit to Nevada for, you know, taking them on a thrill ride and nearly derailing them right out of the gates as far as their big expectations for this season. And I think it's just, you know, you're thankful as a SMU fan that they were able to just find a win and pull out a win and move on to the next one.